N5BE W7AJN.
W7AJN N5BE. You know what, John? It works a lot better when I got Utah on the right frequency.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Well, Dale called you a couple times. If you did not answer, just want to let you know.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just tried calling him. That POTA on there was pretty strong, so I'm glad he moved off.
Yeah, Lee, I was commenting that, are you hearing me now, N5BE W5OG?
Yes, Dale, I got you loud and clear on Utah number 4.
Yeah, that's what I use also. I was commenting that, you know, the one thing that always puzzled me about NetLogger is why that the person doing the net logging, after folks collect the net and start monitoring, they show up on the monitor window, why you can't drag and drop their call sign over to the list or double click or something rather than have to do a double entry. That baffles me why the program was set up that way. W5OG.
W5OG and 5BE. I don't think people appreciate how much manual labor is involved in NetLogger. There's no point and click. It's all manual entry, and it's easy to get behind and then get overwhelmed. So I'm going to enjoy not doing NetLogger today, Dale.
Okay, I'll try my best to keep up with it, Lee. But if we ever meet the guy that did this program, I have a couple of suggestions. W5OG, standing by for the net, top of the hour.
I really appreciate the help today, Dale. Thank you. And we'll keep an eye peeled for John here. And I hope John comes in. Be nice for you to have some backup from John. So we'll stand by here and see what happens. And I'm looking forward to a fun net today. I got a fun question. I think we all may learn something. I certainly did. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. W5OG N5BE, standing by for Flowers, top of the hour.
Yeah, if Don shows up, if K0ZNC shows up, I'm on Echolink, so I can bring him in. I'll be glad to simulcast him, Lee. W5OG, standing by for the net.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm watching Utah number 2, where most people show up. I don't know if you're monitoring that as well, but I'm giving an eyeball to that one too. A lot of balls in the air, isn't there, Dale?
Yeah, if you see somebody show up on 2, I don't have it pulled up there, Lee. I run out of real estate on my my screen here, but I've got 4 up, but I don't usually look at the call sign. So if you see somebody that's not on the list, let me know. W5OG.
This is November 5, Bravo Echo Net Control for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. Net will be starting up in 10 minutes at the top of the hour. N5BE.
N5BE from WB2JJO.
WB2JJO and 5B. Good morning, Ray. I got you on Utah.
Roger, Roger. Listen, I need to be a short timer today. I have a doctor's appointment, and I can't stick around for the entire net. So if you could put me up top, I'd appreciate it.
Very good, Ray. We'll get that done. We'll put you up there near the top.
Thank you, sir. WB2JJO, stand by.
Got her done, W5OG.
You're the man, Dale. You're the man.
This is November 5, Bravo Echo, Net Control for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. Net will be starting in 5 minutes, top of the hour, N5BE.
W5OG, W5ABI. Good signal, Dale.
Well, you too there, Joe. Good morning. W5ABI, W5OG. You're good 10 over 9.
Thanks for the report, Dale. W5OG, W5ABI, standing by for net.
W5ABI, KG5PT. Can you let Net Control know that he's skipping over me and I hear you just fine, Joe?
Okay, N5BE, W5ABI, KG5PTE says you're skipping over him, and I'm copying, so if he needs a relay, I'll relay for him, over.
W5ABI and 5B, very good, Joe, thank you. Yeah, I've got both SDRs up, so I may be able to hear them.
Okay, thank you. W5ABI, standing by for net.
Yeah, your signal's good with me, Joe, but I can barely hear Leon and Dale.
Okay, if you need a relay, when he calls on you, I'll listen and relay.
Roger, Roger. I'm just firing everything up right now. I'll get the SDRs pulled up here in a second. Thanks, Joe. KG5PT.
W7ASH N5B, I got you on Utah. Yeah, you're strong on Utah, not a problem. Well, good morning, everybody. This is November 5, Bravo Echo, out of the Net Control today for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. My name is Lee. I'm in Arlington, Texas, and it's my pleasure to be Net Control today and having some relief in net loggers. So it's going to be a good day. And thank you, Dale, for taking over net logger duties for us today. Much appreciated. Let me shut the SDR off. Okay, here we go. The Air Force's Flyers Club is a membership of active duty, retired, and military personnel from all branches of the armed forces. We all served in some form of aviation in our armed forces, whether air crew, ground crew, flight control, essentially anyone who assisted in putting aircraft or missiles in the air. That's the membership of our club. Our purpose is to promote fellowship between those radio amateurs who devoted a portion of their lives to support the mission of our air forces. We welcome visitors. You don't need to be a veteran or involved in military aviation to join us today. We take all visitors, and they are very welcome. We have a node on Echolink, AFFC.org, and you can find us on Echolink as well. We operate a controlled net. If you want to contact Net Control, please do so by using the following: check-in, contact, info, or relay. We can, so I already told you about Echolink. We're also running a simulcast. K4YDB on YouTube is running a simulcast. The question of the day is posted there, and we appreciate that, Charlie. It's a great asset for the net. I will run down the list. Oh, wait a minute. We do have a website, airforcesflyersclub.org, and a lot of information about the club is on there. Membership application, a lot of good info on that website if you're interested in applying and see if you qualify. So I'll go down the net logger list. I'm going to use that list only, and thank you again, Dale, for running that. I'll then ask for. We'll go down the list. I'll ask for any other members or visitors want to come on board today, and then we'll ask the search manager. So with that, is there anyone out there that wants to join the net today? Come now with your call sign, name, and location, and give it to us slowly, please. Okay, I got nothing heard here. Let's see, what do we have? Bill, could you put a call out from the East Coast, see if we can get anybody more on the net? We got a slim crew here today.
Yeah, I certainly will. Good morning, Lee. This is W2WLD, upstate New York. Relaying for Net Control for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. We're taking check-ins. Members or guests, please call now. All I heard was a tuner-upper, Lee.
Yeah, that's what I had, Bill. Let's see. We don't have John today. I think he's busy with visitors. Russ, K8AF, could you put a call out from the West Coast, please?
Yeah, sure thing. This is Kilo 8 Alpha Foxtrot taking check-ins for the Air Force's Flyers Club. Please call now. I hear nothing. Back to you, N5BE Leons.
All right, Russ, thank you. Yeah, I didn't hear anybody either. All right, we're going to go down the list here, and, well, hold on. Yeah, let me go down the list, and we'll ask the short timers. So right now, I I've got W5PIX mobile. He's very light on me on Utah. I may need a relay. We got WB2 JJO Ray in New Jersey. Good morning, Ray. We've got you as a short timer. W5OG, my neighbors to the east. Dale's run that logger for us today. Good morning again, Dale. W7HAN, John, we heard you. You were pretty strong in Utah, so good morning to you. W2WLD, Bill up in Scotia, New York. Good morning, Bill. K8AF, Russ in Washington 4. You're always strong on me, Russ. K4YDB, Charlie's running our live stream. Good morning, Charlie. And thank you for the reminder last night for the question. I had a small panic there, and my email is giving me fits, so I finally got to the question. So thanks for the reminder. I was so busy providing questions for everybody else, I didn't do myself. NX6RG, Bob out in California. Good morning, Bob. WB5DRI, Brian, our Saturday Net Control. Good morning, Brian. W5ABI, Joe, always strong on me out there in Las Cruces. KJ5PTE, James, will one way or the other, we'll be talking. W7ASH, Bob out in Washington. Good morning again, Bob. K2SJP, Bob in Florida. Good morning, Bob. And KQ4HJN, Steve, also in Florida. That's the list I have. From that list, is there anyone else that needs to be a short timer? Come now. Okay, nothing heard. Why don't we get going? Let's go with the question. So I gotta go read it off. Oh, there we go. I gotta go read it off the screen here. All right. So the SCR-536. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Was a World War II man-portable radio, famously known as the walkie-talkie or the handy-talkie. In war movies, it's falsely shown to communicate with ships, aircraft, distant headquarters of UC movies. Can you name the incorrect statement below? A, it operated in AM mode in and around 3 to 6 meters. B, frequencies were controlled by discrete crystals. C, the radio was activated by extending the telescoping antenna. D, max range was 1 to 3 miles dependent on terrain. We'll come to that one. Actual range was much less. Or echo, all the above statements are true. So there you go. That's the primary question. Bonus question, and I think most everybody on this net has seen this movie. In the movie, A Bridge Too Far, British airborne communication issues were blamed on incorrect crystals installed. Is that true? Let's see. Can you name the false statement below? Only 2 radios had incorrect crystals. That's answer A. Only 2 radios had incorrect crystals. Bravo. Range between units and woods hindered radio communication. Charlie. The attached British signals unit was a highly experienced unit. Delta. The unit's equipment was battle-proven in North Africa, Sicily, and Italy. And Echo, all the above are true. So in both questions, you have a choice of selecting all the above are true. These are matched pairs, as usual, like the way I like to do it, with something that helps people out. So if you pick A, you got A for the second one, and B, B, C, C, etc., etc. So that's today's question. I thought we'd have a little fun with it, maybe bust some Hollywood movie myths with it, and and go from there. So that's today's question. And let's go to first up will be W5PIX. Cliff, somewhere in Texas, in his mobile. Good morning, Cliff. You're up for the net.
Currently, good morning, Lee. This is Papa India X-Ray. And I'm picking you up on Charlie's yet. Might be wrong. I'm going to go to the Echo. Echo. So, the weather is 68 degrees here, so cloudy skies. And we're just waiting to find out a little bit. Might talk to you this afternoon. N5BE, thanks for running the net. PIX on Echo.
Okay, Cliff, I think you turned it back to me. It's a little rough copy even on Utah, and it sounded like you had a touch of RF on your signal. So, but we got you down for Echo. Thank you very much. All right, Ray, WB2JJO, you're up, Ray. Good morning again.
N5BE from WB2JJO. Well, I'll tell you what, Lee, this is one fantastic question because I am an ex-U.S. Navy radioman, and I should know the answer to this question. I'm really into this stuff as far as that goes. I looked at the question, and I'm looking at all the answers, and my answer is going to be Echo. I'm going to go with Echo on the question. It seems to be, when you look at it, it makes good sense to me. But I could be wrong. But those are my answers for today. We have 42 degrees here in sunny, and I'm sorry I can't stick around for the net there for the rest of the net because I have a doctor's appointment here in about a half an hour, and I got to get ready to get out of here. So with that there, Lee, thank you so much for the question, and good morning to all the flyers that can hear me on the Utah SCR. N5BE, WB2JJO. One and done. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ray, we got you on Utah. We got you Echo, and thanks. Hope all goes well at the doctors. I'm a little distracted this morning. We're waiting on a call back on my wife from the doctor. She's had some interesting blood pressure issues over the weekend, which is really abnormal for her. So we're standing by for that. All right, next up, W5OG, my helper, Dale. God bless you for taking that longer. You're up for the Flyers net, Dale. N5BE.
Okay, fine. Finally, good morning again. N5BE, W5OG. Greetings to all on the net, and I'll try and stay up with it best I can. I'll try and move these stations that go ahead and check out, Lee, down to the bottom like you like to do when you're net control. I'll follow your lead on that. Hold on a second. Stand by. Turn that down just a sec. I've got the speaker for the SCRs well away from the microphone. I've never had a problem with feedback, but I just want to make sure that I don't, that there's no echo there. Let's see. As far as the question, interesting question and fun question. As you said there, Lee. I guess I'm going to go along with the short limbing line that's already formed there. And when Ray said it, he's a former radio man, so, and he went with all through. Who am I to question that? So I'll put myself down for Echo here just shortly, and I'll be here at the bottom. I'm surprised that folks are busy on a Monday morning like this, quiet Monday. So we'll have a little extra time perhaps. Anyway, Lee, if there's any other way I can help you, let me know. And back to you, N5BE, W5OG.
Yeah, W50G, N5BE. Well, I thought it'd be kind of a fun question being a radio, and we're all on the radio. And I learned some things about this thing that I didn't know. Although I knew it couldn't talk to those, every element of a combat team. I knew that was bogus. But anyway, we get you down for echo, and again, thanks for the help on NetLogger. I'll tell you what, NetLogger, I've said it before, NetLogger is harder than being net control. I'm a firm believer of that. All right, next up, W7AJN. John, what do you say about this question? We've got a short but solid lemming line forming here, John. What do you say? N5BE.
N5BE, W7AJN. Good morning, Lee. Thanks for taking the net this morning. And thanks for Dale doing the net logger. And happy to have everybody here, kind of a short list. That radio, SR 536, was the radio that was used in the Second World War. And my uncle was a radio repairman in the Pacific, and he was killed on Okinawa. He had taken the radio out to a spotter and was heading back to their shop, and he got killed. And they were attacking the Shiri assessment at that time, and that was a hard battle there on Okinawa. So I know something about that situation. Anyway, as far as the question is concerned, I'm going with easy, echo. Those two answers look to be correct to me. So good net so far, Leon, and keep up the good work. I'll be here till the bottom. N5BE, W7AJN.
Okay, John, we got you down for easy, the World War II definition. So, yeah, and thank you for that story. Wow, what a story. Yeah, I've got an uncle I never met who was shot down somewhere over France, flying an F5, a photo recon version of P-38, and well, I would have loved to talk to him, but yeah, he didn't make it. He went down in May of '44. So, all right, we got you down, John. Echo, thank you. Lemming line is forming solid. W2WLD, Bill, good morning. What do you think about this question, N5BE?
Well, I like it. Good morning, all. Propagation is pretty good here. We are mostly an S8. There's some up and down, but good, solid copy. And it looks pretty out. It's sunny, but we'll only get as high as 28 today, and got to wait a couple days to get back above freezing. The question, well, it's the first question, I've got to go with echo. And for the bonus question, I'm going to echo my answer for the first question, which then makes it echo. N5BE, W2WLD.
Okay, Bill, I hope I didn't make this too easy. So, but I tried to make it fun, which is my intent here. But we'll talk about this a little bit at the end, and I've got one other myth I want to buff today since I'm in the mood. So we'll talk about that one as well. All right, Bill, get you down, echo. Russ, K8AF, not in the simulator, but on the radio today. Good morning, Russ, and you're up for the Flyers. N5BE.
N5BE, K8AF, good morning to everybody. Everyone's got a pretty good signal out in central Washington. Yeah, we got mostly sunny skies. It didn't get too cold last night. Normally it gets down below freezing, but stayed in the 40s last night, so sounds good. I'm going to break the trend. I'm going to go with, I didn't think that you turn the radio on by extending the antenna. To me, that just didn't sound right, but I could be wrong. But I'm going to go, based on that, I'm going to go with Charlie. So I'm just going to throw that out there and see what happens. But I hope everyone has a good day. I'll be here till the end, and good to hear everyone today. N5BE K8AF.
K8AF N5BE. Whoa, a brave soul bucking the trend. So we'll see. There may be a partial truth here. There may be a complete untruth. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, Russ, get you down, Charlie. And speaking of Charlie, K4YDB, good morning, Charlie, and thanks again for the nuts last night. And we got her done, but boy, that was a close run thing there. Your turn, Charlie, N5BE.
N5BE, K4YDB. Good morning, Leon. Morning to all the flyers and all the visitors we have out there. Hope everybody's having a good one. Right now it is currently 51 degrees here. I woke up this morning, it was a balmy 26. Hopefully the cold weather is fading off on us over here, because I didn't see anything else that was going to get below 35 for the next 10 days in the weather report, but that's hit and miss there. But conditions are great here so far. Everybody's got a good signal. Leon, you're fading up and down, but you're up more than you are down, so I'm not having any problem copying you at all. Yeah, I was waiting for you to put that question up because everybody was talking about it. So, well, let's get the question up, and then I realized, well, it's getting close to bedtime. I give Leon a little nudge there. But as far as the question goes, I don't know, but what's his name, Russell? Now, I kind of agree with what he said, because I don't remember anything like that with the telescoping mass, but I don't know. I just put me down with all the rest. I'll go with echo. But I think I'm wrong. But anyway, N5BE K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, Charlie. Well, he's putting echo, but he thinks he's wrong. Oh, I love it. I just remember now, what you're seeing in the movies is likely bogus, okay? So just remember that, and we'll talk about that a little bit down the road here. All right, next up, I'll bet you Bob knows this. NX6RG N5BE. Good morning, Bob. You're up for the Flyers.
Good morning, Lee. N5BE in the group, NX6RG. Oh boy, there's only one walkie-talkie that I picture in my mind, so I hope that's the right one. I don't know the designation, but when I was 13 years old and working on my novice ticket, on Saturday mornings, a friend and I used to take the bus and go all the way down to downtown Columbus to Universal Service, where we used to drool over all the Collins equipment and dream about it. And then we would stop at Olson Radio, which wasn't too far from there. And then we would take the bus on the return trip, and we would stop at 2nd Avenue and High Street, and that was the home of Star Surplus. And George Rosens, the proprietor there, had everything from A to Z. He had all the old aircraft radios, the BC 453, 454, 455 series, ART 13 transmitters, and he also had those walkie-talkies. Well, this is going to shock a few people because it's really counterintuitive. Because I was stunned when I learned it. Those things operated, we worked 80-meter phone band. I think Choice Alpha is false, so I have to go with Alpha on this. I mean, it really surprised me, but they operated on 80 meters. So, anyway, put me down for Alpha Alpha. We'll see how that flies. I'm hoping that's the one I'm picturing in my mind. I don't remember the designation. But if it's the one that everybody refers to as the Army walkie-talkie, I mean, that's it. So, anyway, those things were low-frequency HF. So, anyway, that's my comment, Lee. N5BE, NX6RG.
Okay, Bob. Well, they were very low-powered radios. I think they were like 300 milliwatts or something. I mean, they were really low power. So yeah, we'll talk about that. My memory of we had two Army and Navy stores in my hometown. One dealt with uniforms and patches and insignias and stuff like that. The other one was a marvel for a kid. You'd walk in there and all the stuff would be hanging all over the store. Lee Enfield jungle carbines, K98K Mausers, M1 Garands, 03 Springfields. I mean, on and on and on. And these radios were hanging there. And I mean, you could pick up a rifle for about $20. Tell you one quick war story. I was in the color guard in my high school for the band, and brother Owen gave me $40 one day, and he says, "Go down and buy us some new rifles." So I went down to Sears and Roebuck, bought 4 Swedish Mausers, and brought them into the high school. I had 2 on each shoulder the next morning, which this is like 65. And I walked right into the school and put them in the locker, never batted an eyelash. So anyway, I have fond memories of that radio hanging there on the walls at the Army and Navy store. All right, got you down for Alpha Alpha, a little diversity here. All right, Brian, WB5DRI, what do you think about this question, N5BE?
N5BE and the net. This is WB5DRI. Brian down here in San Antonio. Well, good morning, Lee, and thanks for doing the net for Bob, and good morning to all the flyers and to the net. Well, I don't know what to think exactly, but I know that I remember from the movie about that particular engagement, Market Garden. I think it was a disaster. It was a terrible, terrible operation and ill-conceived, and the intelligence was bad from the beginning, and it was all messed up. Anyway, it was a sad thing that happened during World War II, is what I recall from history, from reading about it. But anyway, I think Bob is onto something there. I kind of agree with him. I think it may be Alpha Alpha there, and that would be my answer this morning, Lee. And good to hear everybody. It's another nice day down here in San Antonio. I think our low was only about 55, and we're up in the low 70s and going up to 82 for the high today. So not altogether bad day. It's a little overcast, but it's still going to be a beautiful day here in San Antonio as far as I'm concerned. But I guess spring is very close, right around the corner, I would say. And then we have a time change, I believe, next weekend. I think it's next Sunday. Anyway, that would be my answer there, Lee, and good net and enjoying it. Back to you there, Lee. N5BE, WB5DRI. Back to net. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, Brian, we got you down. Alpha Alpha. Boy, I have some explaining to do here when we get to the answers. So something may be a little more clear or more confusing. I don't know. All right. Thank you, Brian. W5ABI, Joe, always strong on me from Las Cruces. Good morning, Joe. You're up for the Flyers. N5BE.
N5BE and the Flyers, W5ABI. Good morning, Lee. Good morning to the Flyers. Thanks for running the net. Beautiful day here in Las Cruces, clear blue sky.
No wind yet, but we're supposed to get us a little bit. The old antenna holds up here pretty well to the wind. It's currently 53 going up to 72, so a nice spring day. Boy, you know, I was confused at first. I was going with all E's, but after hearing Bob, I think they were 80 meters, somewhere around 80 meters. I don't think they were UHF. I could be wrong. Anyhow, I remember, I know they were probably pretty bulky with all those vacuum tubes. I know when I was a teenager, I got a portable radio, and they had those little peanut tubes that used the D battery and the big B battery, which I couldn't afford. So and they went out pretty fast. So I went a lot of times without my radio. Anyhow, I'm going to go with Alpha Alpha, and I'll be here at the bottom. And I think James is next. So if you can't copy him, I'll read them. N5BE W5ABI.
Okay, Joe. Very good. Yeah, let's see if we can get James here. And we got you down, Alpha Alpha. We got another lemming line forming. Well, we'll see. All right, KT5PTE, James. Hope you can hear me. Good morning, James. You're up for the Flyers, N5BE.
Well, Leon, N5BE, I just got a phone call from our resident radio expert, Steve Balsard, NU5D, and I sent him a link to the YouTube. And Steve Balsard, he's a very expert on this radio stuff, and he says Alpha Alpha, and I say Alpha Alpha, and he says he's very sure on that answer. So everybody else is saying Alpha Alpha is right, and he says he looked at the question, and he said that was an excellent question of the day, and a lot of us know who he is, and he says Alpha Alpha. So guess what? If Steve says Alpha Alpha, I'm saying Alpha Alpha, and there you go. Back to net, KG5PT. Thanks for picking it up, Leon.
All right, very good, James. We'll get you down to Alpha Alpha. Ooh, we may have some controversy here, but there may be some wiggle room. We'll see. All right, Bob out in Florida, K2SJP. Good morning, Bob. What do you think about all of this? You're up for the Flyers today, Bob, N5BE.
N5BE K2SJP. Sorry, I had the mic in the wrong position. Morning to you, Leon, and thank you for running the net. And good morning to all the Flyers. We're over here in Lutz at the home station, and we have 67 degrees over here right now. Nice and sunny and bright. And we've been having a lot of trouble with the Smart Link again, and they are working on it today. So we're going to try and find out what the problem really is as far as being able to operate remotely, which we again can't do. So unfortunately, it's a problem, and it may have to do with the cell phone companies. They are starting to add blockages, and it's not going to be a good situation for us. But they believe they have some workaround, so let's hope for the best with that. On the question, I will go with Echo, Echo. Put me down for Echo, Echo on it, Lee. And again, thanks for running the net. And Dale, thanks for taking the net logger. N5BE, this is K2SJP.
Okay, Bob, got you down, Echo, Echo. And I inadvertently skipped over the other Bob, W7ASH, and I heard him call. So, Bob, sorry about that. Sorry for the confusion. That was my fault. Could you come back? W7ASH N5BE. Bob, I got all of that. Very good. Alpha, Alpha. Well, we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. All right, let's go to Steve, KQ4HJN in Edgewater, Florida. Good morning, Steve. You're up for the Flyers.
Oh, good morning, Lee, and all the other Flyers there. I have to agree that it's not 3 to 6 meters. It's probably about 3 to 6 megahertz. So it's on the much lower frequency. I also have a problem with the max range being about 1 to 3 miles. I think if the terrain was right, you could get a lot more than that out of it, maybe about 5, not maybe a lot more. So I've got a problem, I'm still going to go with Alpha Alpha because it's not 3 to 5 meters, it's 3 to 6 megahertz. So that would be my answer. Back to net control then.
Okay, Steve, we got you down, Alpha Alpha. Oh, there may be some controversy here, which is good because I wanted some discussion on this question. All right, that's the bottom of my list. Did I miss anybody from the original list? Come now. Nothing heard. Let's get to the question. And I will tell you that I went to multiple sources. So beware of Wikipedia. All right, that's all I got to say. Let's go down the list here. For the first question, the SCR-536 is a World War II man-floatable radio, famously known as the walkie-talkie or handy-talkie. In war movies, it's falsely shown to communicate with ships, aircraft, and distant headquarters. Completely bogus, by the way. Can you name the false question below the incorrect question? Well, so here's my sources. A, it operated in AM mode in and around 3 to 6 meters. My sources say that is a correct answer. Now, because the radio had small crystals in it, the frequencies could change, and many radios did later in their life. But the U.S. Army issue walkie-talkie radio operated in the 3 to 6 meter range AM mode. That's my information. I don't doubt that there were any other radios that were able to operate on other frequencies. I don't doubt that a bit. But I should have clarified this about the issued radio by the U.S. Army. But I'll give you A on that because the radios could be modified and were in some cases later in life. Frequency controlled by discrete crystals, yes. The radio was activated by extending the telescoping antenna. I did not know this. The answer, that was a correct answer. There was no on-off button. And I think they were trying to GI-proof this thing. And then max range was 1 to 3 miles dependent on terrain. Now remember, this is a very low power radio. And this is going to get into the next question. But the data that I found was that on the ground, in and around terrain, its max range that it could possibly produce was 1 mile. If you were on a ship and talking to another ship on the ocean, that range went to 3 miles. That's the information that I got. Actual real-life use, nope. You're talking hundreds of yards rather than miles. It was not a good performer, but we can talk about that on the next question. So my correct answer is Echo, but I'll give you Alpha because it could be modified later in its life. So let's go on to the bonus question. In the movie A Bridge Too Far, and I agree with Brian, British airborne comm issues were blamed on incorrect crystals installed. Is that true? Well, it's partially true. But only 2 radios had the bad crystals in them. So A is correct. Is a correct answer, not a false answer. Range between units was hindered by the woods. Yes. Now here's where it's interesting. These British units had been together for years. They operated the equipment in the Western Desert and in Italy and Sicily. They also operated these radios in Normandy. But if you ever been to their sector of Normandy, in northern France, where they landed in their area of responsibility into Belgium, that is flat land. Very flat. It's almost, it's almost like up in the Panhandle of Texas. It is very flat. So they didn't get into any difficulties with their equipment relative to range until they got into the wooded areas in the Netherlands, and that severely reduced their capability. Their capability was also hindered by units being scattered everywhere out of maximum range of their radios, and as they started to coalesce and their perimeters collapsed, their communications got better, but they were hindered by terrain. Let's see. The attached British units were highly experienced. Yes, they were. The units operated equipment battle-proven in North Africa, Sicily, and Italy. Yes. But they met their demise there in the wooded areas of the Netherlands, and conversely, our walkie-talkies didn't do very well in the Bocage area of France, and that's where we're just limited to hundreds of yards capability rather than the maximum range that was advertised for those radios. So that's today's question. Those are the answers I had. Let's see. We got plenty of time for a 70th round and a lot of comments. So I encourage that. One other myth I wanted to bust today. In the movie, oh my gosh, in the movie, The Longest Day, if you recall, there's the night before D-Day when John Wayne is in the hangar, and it's raining outside, and he holds up this cricket, and he said, one click responded by two clicks, That is completely bogus. The 82nd Airborne was not issued cricket. The 101st was, not the 82nd. So once again, a lot of bogus history in these movies. So I leave it at that. All right, let's go. 73 rounds. W5PIX. You're up for the 73 round clip. N5BE.
N5BE, W5PIX. Well, I did get echo. It was a while ago. But I do remember some of that stuff. So anyway, yeah, I knew the cricket was a lie. But it makes it interesting, though. Anyway, thanks for the question there, Lee. And we'll talk to you over on Echo Lake. This W5PIX, Mobile, San Antonio.
Returned it.
Okay, very good. Yeah, he just saved it on me. Thank you. All right, Cliff, we'll see you tomorrow. W5OG Dale, thank you for all the help today on the relays, net logger, and everything else. Appreciate it. You're up for the 73 round, Dale.
All right, mighty fine, Lee. Good question. Very interesting topic, which I was not familiar with at all, and so I enjoyed that. And I do remember the movies, and and I remember seeing these things when I was a kid too, around and played with them and all that stuff. But I didn't pick up on. I thought when Bob said what he did, I was I would have followed right in line with him as well. In X6RZ there, sounded like he knew what he was talking about. So interesting that it could, not particularly surprising, I suppose, that it could operate that wide a range of frequencies. Anyway, pretty rudimentary radio, as I recall. Anyway, thank you, Lee, and yeah, we got through it with no problem here, and I do appreciate your taking the net for Bob there. I guess he'll be traveling. Are you doing it next Monday as well there, Lee? I think he's coming home next Monday, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it's this Monday. I'm not sure. He may be traveling today. Back to you, N5BE. Thanks, Lee, and I'll see everybody over on Echo Lake, those that stick around. W5OG.
All right, Dale, very good. Yeah, he's on his way home today, is what he told me, so he'll be back tomorrow. All right, I think he would have enjoyed this one, I think. Another Lee question, whatever that is. All right, W5OG, N5B, 73 Dale. All right, John, W7AJN, 73 around, John.
N5BE, W7AJN. Good net, Lee, and a good question, interesting subject. So thanks a lot for doing that. Thanks for taking the net for Bob. And I guess that's all I got. It's 52 degrees here, going up to 64 today. So pleasant day, but a little cool for this part of the country. Well, anyway, everybody make it a wonderful day because you're in charge of it. This is W7EJN, back to net control.
Okay, John, thank you. W7AJN, N5BE, 73, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, WCWLC, 73 round Bill. What do you think about all of this? N5BE.
Well, I loved it, Lee. Great question and great amplification on the question, and it reminded me, I'm always struggling to come up with questions, and I have used movies before. I did one on North by Northwest, and the scene where the biplane is trying to mow down Cary Grant, and I think I did one that involved Fate as the Hunter. Great black and white Glenn Ford movie. But I think for Wednesday I'll come up with how realistic is the movie Airplane. Great job, Lee. Thank you. And 73 all. N5BE W2WLD.
Oh my gosh, Airplane. Another one of those movies that cannot be made today. Oh, one of my favorites. All right, Bill. Yeah, I love this spelling myth. And like I said before, there's a whole new era of historians who are not copying previous bad history, but getting into the archives and producing real authentic and honest history. And I really appreciate this new wave of historians that are digging into facts and not repeating myths. So I'm enjoying that. All right, we'll break with you, Bill, and looking forward to one day's question, whatever that one's going to be. All right, KAF, Russ, what say you about today, N5BE?
N5BE K8AF. That was a fun question. I really enjoyed that. I learned a lot too, so thank you for doing that. And thanks for all the research on it. And W2WLD mentioned the movie Airplane. If you ever get a chance, watch the movie 0 Hour. It's an old movie, and that's what all the dialogue from Airplane came from. It's hilarious. After you watch 0 Hour, which is very serious, and it's hard to watch with a straight face because you keep hearing all the references to Airplane that Airplane is drawing from the movie 0 Hour. So if you get a chance, I recommend it. 739 N5BE K8AF.
All right, I just reminded myself one of my favorite lines from the Airplane, where you knew Francis Gift? He goes, oh yeah. He says, I remember when he was dying, and he said, I don't know where I'll be 10 years from now, but I know I won't be smelling too good. Oh my gosh, what a great line. Break with you, Russ. Don't get me going. We'll spiral down on this one if we keep going. K4YDB, Charlie, what do you 73 round, Charlie.
Oh man, N5BE K4YDB. No, N5BE K4YDB. Leon, that was a great question. And looks like I got the double E's in there, so I had two options anyway. 73s, everybody have a great day, and we will look for you tomorrow. I'm getting ready to go to therapy. K4YDB, back to net.
Okay, Charlie, thanks again for the live stream. It's a huge help, especially with questions that got a lot of answers. So appreciate it, and thanks for the nudge again last night. We wouldn't be there without that nudge. All right, we'll say 73, Charlie, and NX6RG, Bob. What do you think about all of this? Always enjoy your comments and knowledge. N5BE, 33 round, Bob.
Okay, Lee, N5BE, NX6RG. Well, I'll tell you, I went back and I researched this a little bit. I got an article in the IEEE Spectrum, and I belong to IEEE since I was a student in the 60s. So here's the quote. The radio could operate in any one of 50 channels between 3.5 and 6 megahertz. So then it says, but changing channels could require coils and crystals to be replaced in a maintenance facility. Anyway, this was a discussion. There was an article about the SCR 536 Handy-Talkie was the modern walkie-talkie's thinking ancestor. Anyway, I knew that thing operated on the 80-meter ham band because we all operated AM in those days. The few people that operated single sideband, we referred to them as sidewinders. I remember that. But that thing operated in the 80-meter ham band. So anyway, I'm not sure what your source was, Lee, but I think this is right. I put a lot of stock in IEEE, and there's a picture actually in this article of Tech Manual 11-235, War Department Technical Manual, radio sets, SCR 536, A, B, C, D, E, and F. May 1945 is the date on that, and it says, let's see, the restricted determination is crossed out, but anyway, it's a picture of the tech manual that the guy used, apparently, in writing up the article. So I'm just positive that thing operated in the 80-meter ham band, AM. So anyway, I'm standing on alfalfa. And maybe the second one isn't right for alpha, I don't know. But since you paired them, I'm standing on alpha for the first question. I'll put it that way, Lee. Anyway, great question. It brought back a lot of fun memories. Man, I just love going down to those radio stores as a kid. And, that was just like going to a candy store, being in a war surplus store. I mean, that guy had everything in there. So that brought back a lot of fun memories, Lee. Anyway, good question. N5BE NX6RG.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for all that research. I see you come up with something. It's about having fun, and I'm going to go back and look at my sources there. And but I did give credit for A. So anyway, appreciate it, Bob. Good stuff. All right, Brian. WB5DRI N5BE 73 round, Brian.
Okay, Lee, N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, great net, Lee. Great questions and some really good discussion. I really enjoyed the net this morning, learned some things, and good to be here, everybody. I think the strongest signal with me this morning was actually Charlie. He was 10 over 9 here in San Antonio. Charlie, K4YDB. Really nice signal. I usually have a pretty good path with him, but interesting conditions this morning. No short skip, but Charlie was real strong, like I said, and also Bob, NX6RG, had a good signal, as did W7AJ and John from Arizona. So interesting conditions. From that, great stories. Loved it, Lee. 73 to all the Flyers. Until the next time, N5BE, WB5DRI, back to net. Good day, everybody.
Okay, Brian, thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow. W5ABI, N5BE, good morning again, Joe. Your turn for the 73 round.
N5BE and the Flyers, W5ABI. Yeah, good question. Nothing more on this end. 73s to you and all the Flyers. Thanks again for running the net. N5BE, W5ABI.
All right, Joe, 73. Thanks for being there every day. All right, James, KG5PTE. Good morning, James. I got you down with an A+. 73 round, James.
N5BE, KG5PTE, and Bob, NX6RG. That information that you just quoted off the IEEE is the exact same information that my friend NU5D sent over to me. So whatever material you got off the IEEE is what I got from him. So page for page. So Cliff is still listening. Echo may have been right, but Lee, you got a point there. But I'll tell you what. I think we ought to put Lee, N5BE, and the professor NX6RG on a debate table, face to face with a microphone, and let them go at it. What do you think? That'd be a good one for a question of the day. Hi. Thanks for running the net there, Leon. Appreciate you. Really do. And you doing the net logger and the net filling in. We really appreciate it. And we really appreciate the question of the day. We have a lot of fun with this. Catch y'all on Echo Link. KG5PT out.
Okay, James. Thank you. And I don't know about radio debate with Professor. I think I'll get whacked there. I think I'll shy away from that one. All right, W7ASH, Bob, out there in Longview, 73 round, Bob.
frequencies in use, please.
Yeah, W7ASH N5BE. I have a strong memory of Craig Jurgensen 3040 rifle, with the side-loading magazine. You just dump the rounds in the magazine and snap it shut. I remember those being at Sears back in the day. Boy, times have changed. Sears don't even exist anymore. All right, we'll break with you, Bob. Let's go to the other Bob, K2SJP. 73 round, Bob. Good morning again.
N5BE, this is K2SJP. Thank you for running the net, Leon. Great job. And, I can echo Bob, NX6RG, about yesteryear. We had a place called Radio Row in Manhattan when I lived in Brooklyn, New York. Radio Row was Cortlandt Street, Dye Street, and Rector Street. 3 streets with electronic stores all over the place. And it was wonderful to go down there when I was 14, 15 years old and really get into ham radio at that time. And all of that got taken away for the World Trade Center. Yep, the World Trade Center, the original World Trade Center, the 2 buildings were exactly in that spot, placed into that spot. And then later on, as a pilot for Pan Am, and flying New York, Tokyo nonstop with the 747 SP, me and my co-pilot, Jerry Holmes, who was the past president of our Pan Am group, Clipper Pioneers. We used to go to Tokyo, and we used to get on the train and go to the Akihabara and all the electronic stores. And like you say, Bob, it was a little boy. We were like little boys at the candy store. So exactly the same. 73s, everybody. We'll see you on Echolink. Back to you, Lee. N5BE, K2SJP.
K2SJP, N5BE. I think it's terrific that we can share memories from our childhood and our adulthood, and sometimes kind of an off-the-wall question will generate and stimulate memories and generate discussion, and I really enjoy that on this net. I think it's unique to this net, and I think it's just wonderful. So thank you for that, Bob. All right, next up, KQ4HJN, Steve Edgewater, 73 round, Steve.
Roger there, Lee. I'm still sticking with my Alpha answer. VHF was highly classified. My father was involved with that, and that was very sensitive. High frequency was pretty sensitive at the time, so I'm sticking with Alpha. Having a good time, good question, enjoyed it. 73s, back to you, back to control.
Okay, Steve, thank you, and I'm looking back at that AA. So yeah, you got a gold star. I gave you a gold star, Steve. All right. We've got Rebecca, W5 PTA. I'm probably gonna pop right over you, but I'll listen on the Utah SDR, Rebecca. You're up, Rebecca. W5 PTA, my neighbor just to the north.
Well, good morning, Lee, and everyone on the net. I guess I'll be in and out today, but I'm glad I caught the tail end here. I just remembered you saying we'd be taking the net this morning, so I popped in to cheer you on, but it doesn't sound like you needed any help in that department. I gather from the comments you had a stimulating question and discussion this morning, so well done. So 73s, Whiskey 5, Tango Tango Alpha, back to net.
Okay, Rebecca, thanks for jumping in, and we'll see you maybe on 2 meters this afternoon at the usual time. All right, I want to recognize KJ5, IAI, Mike, receive only in Belton. I believe Chris is receive only as well, but let's just check to make sure. K is 5, KY, N5BE.
N5BE, KY. We're here. Just telling Charlie over on a live stream chat my job for that. I'll try to get him the next invoice and I'm not sure how it's going to work as far as being able to participate on the backside I may be out for during the week for a while. So I just wanted to get in here real quick. I got to go out to my car and I go sit in my house. My hands in the hot area, so I'll let you finish up the next year. Everybody has a good time. Maybe catch everybody. I don't know, maybe Sunday. I think I've got something going on Saturday, so
Okay, Chris. Well, thanks for joining us today, and I hope it's congratulations on a new job, and we'll see you Sunday if we don't hear from you sooner. Thanks for being there. All right, that's the bottom of my list. Have I missed anybody on the original list, or is there anyone else that wants to come on board for the Air Force's Flyers Net? Come now. Okay, I'm not hearing anyone. Let's call it a day. And thanks for everyone's participation. A lot of lively discussion. And I really enjoyed that, and I appreciate the sharpshooting of the question. I really do. So that's it for today, and we'll close down the net and return it to normal amateur radio use. This is N5BE, net control for the Air Force Flyers Net, going QRT.